Hi, my name is Tony, and today I'm going to show you how to make the super easy banana bread that is on plantbasedonabudget.com. A long time ago, my friend Erin moved from going to UC Davis up to Seattle, and way back before cell phone use was easy and there were minutes and text message fees to consider, we decided to become pen pals, and we would send each other all kinds of things, handwritten letters from a typewriter, and sometimes recipes, including this one. This was Erin's grandma's banana bread, and it made it into my book, Plant Based on a Budget, so many years later. And it's so cool because I later heard from Erin's mom and sent her a copy of the book thanking her for sharing this recipe. And it warms my heart because now so many other grandmas specifically have written to tell me that their grandchildren love this recipe. And I hope that you do too. Let's get started. I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 170 degrees Celsius. Now in a mixing bowl, I'm going to use some of this earth balance. I'm only going to need 1/3 cup. So I use the measurements on this stick of butter, and I'm just going to throw that in there now. Now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of sugar, and I'm going to use a hand mixer. If you have a hand mixer or a stand mixer, that would be much easier, but you can also whip it by hand. I forgot to mention that you want your butter or margarine to be at room temperature. It doesn't have to be all the way soft, but not really hard. As you may have seen, mine was a little bit hard. I had even thawed it for an hour, but I should have left it out for a little bit longer so that it would blend easier with the hand mixer. Now into the same bowl, I'm going to add in some baking soda, and I'm doing 1 teaspoon, some baking powder. And I'm going to put all the measurements down below if you want to make it along with me. Adding in some salt. This is 1/2 teaspoon. Then we're adding 1/2 cup of unsweetened applesauce. This is not quite 1/2 cup, but it'll do the trick. It was all I had. It's about this much, and I've done it many times, and it will work if you don't have a jar to fill up a whole 1/2 cup. So it looks like this. Pour that directly in. I'm going to do another mix before adding in the flour. This is all-purpose flour. I've never tried it with gluten-free flour, but I feel like it would work with a 1-on-1 ratio of something like a Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour. I'm also going to add in 2 to 3 bananas. These are 2 different sizes. One is really small and one is really big, so I am going to just do the 2 since one of them is so large. And you can mash them beforehand if you'd like, or you can break them up, and you just want them to be really ripe. Your bananas should have spots, and the browner the better in my opinion. I would have let these go a little bit longer if I had more time. And what I like to do with my hand mixer, or even if I'm using a spoon, is just kind of mash those into the batter so that it's easier when I turn on the hand mixer. Now give it a blend. And it looks so good. I'm going to move that out of the way. And I'm taking a little piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to line the bottom of a bread pan with it. And the reason I'm doing that is because when the bread is baked, it's easier to pull it out once everything is cooled. You don't have to flip it over and maybe break it if it's not cooled all the way. So I just like to remove it from the pan. Easy peasy. Here, if you were using any other mix-ins, you would want to stir them in. You can put in some blueberries, some chocolate chips, some walnuts, pecans, you name it. You can add all kinds of things. I'm simply going to pour the batter into the bread pan. And once it's in the bread pan, I shake it so that it fills the bread pan evenly. And if you want to smooth it out, you're welcome to. It's fine if you don't, but for the sake of it looking pretty for this video, I'm going to smooth it out just a little bit. And because this doesn't have any eggs in it, sometimes I will eat a little bit that's left on my spoon and it's always delicious. I'm gonna go put this in the oven that's already preheated and bake it for 1 hour. My banana bread is all done and it has made my whole house smell delicious. I also let it cool so that it has an easier time being lifted and cut. And I'm going to use my parchment paper to lift the bread outside of the bread pan. And I'm going to cut a slice for you to see. It's got a nice crust and is soft on the inside. Here it is. This bread has been made countless times over the 15+ years that I've had the recipe. I hope you give it a try. If you want to freeze it, it does freeze well. You can wrap it in saran wrap or in aluminum foil and stick it in the refrigerator. You can also put it in a Ziploc bag or a silicone freezer bag, and just make sure you remove all of the air out of it. It lasts in the freezer for 3 to 6 months. Just make sure that before you put it in, it is completely cooled and wrapped properly, and then you can make it up to 6 months. And when you're ready to thaw, just take it out of the freezer and let it sit on the counter for 4 to 6 hours or overnight, and it should be good to go. You can also toast a piece, put a little bit of vegan butter on it, and it is very, very tasty. I'm actually gonna take a bite right now. It's perfectly sweetened. It's a perfect balance of a crisp crust as well as moist on the inside. If you decide to make this recipe, please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. Again, I have included the link to the recipe down below, and I hope to hear from you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.